Hello everyone, I'm Carol and I'm working as a project coordinator for a program Child Friendly Dimapur that is initiated by AIDA. Today, I'm fortunate enough that I've been given this opportunity to share about my point of view on how a church can initiate or help out in combating the drug abuse issues in our society. Firstly, if I have to get started with, I would like to share on the positive impact that the church has on an individual. Basically, when we talk about religion or say Christianity, religion has always been the core of our society. It is the center of our beliefs. I would say church has definitely impacted, have been impacting on an individual very positively. Say, for example, as an individual, it has been impacting on the life of an individual from the start. Say, from the days of Sunday school days when a child is being taught or, guided by the teacher or the mentor from the Sunday school itself. Then it gradually continues with the youth, then as an adult or a religious leader in the religious institution. So definitely it has a lot of positive impact on an individual's life. Talking about church as a center, I would say church definitely plays a role of guiding an individual to know about the good and the bad, also guiding us to help people. It is not just basically sticking on the spirituality of an individual, but it also helps people in need, taking good care of people. So it is more of teaching us the religious or the core value of a Christian. So taking a shift into the possibilities where a church leader or the religious institution can play in order to combat these challenges of drug abuse in our society, I think the first thing that I would like to suggest is that the churches can take a shift of, putting more effort into promoting or preventing this drug addiction from happening any further, rather than just sticking on to punishing a person or putting on rules and regulation on a person to not get into addiction. And then the second thing that I would like to suggest is if there can be avenues or possibilities where a church leader can, initiate and put a lot of programs into this, the structure or the strategies that the church has been implementing in the society. So co-curricular activities or say the extra effort that the churches can put forward for organizing different kind of skill training programs maybe, or annual convention or conferences that the church can initiate, bringing the leaders from different religious institution, bringing the youth leaders together and listening to the voice of the young ones. These are the possibilities where we can bring differences and a lot of possibilities can be put up during these interventions or this interaction during the annual conferences. Skill development training programs can also be organized. This can help youth or say an addict to come up with the addiction, putting their focus on something different which is more productive rather than sticking on to their addiction and then confining themselves into the problem that they have got into. There are possibility where churches can also initiate more of home visits, because these are people who need a lot of love, care. They need a lot of motivation and also encouragement. So if there are possibilities like where a religious leader, I'm not just talking about or sticking into a pastor or a reverend alone, but if all the good Christian can also pay a home visit to all those who are struggling through this drug addiction, because it is not just the individual who's getting into addiction, but also the families who are badly affected by this. So if we can pay home visits to those, pray for them because they're badly in need of prayer and support from us. So if all good Christian, not just sticking on to the religious leaders alone, if all good Christian can really listen to them, pray for them and encourage and motivate them, then this can be one good initiative that we can take up to help them come out of that addiction, and also we can fight back to this addiction. And then the next thing that I would like to share is if counseling can also be provided to youths like this, if awareness, creating awareness or say awareness program on the pros and cons of drug addiction is being taught to the youth from the very inception, so that they're aware of the ill effect of this addiction, so that they're aware, they use this precautionary measures not to get into this addiction, and they stay away from those. So if awareness creation can also be initiated, because when we talk about churches, of course there are a lot of measures that the church that the religious institution have been initiating to nourish our spiritual life, but then there are at some point that failures, or at some time we fail to look into the mental and also the physical need of a person. So if we not just stick into the spirituality of a person, but also take care of the person both physically and mentally, so that we mentor them, and then provide proper care and provide proper linkages where they can get access to the services that is already available in different forms and different institutions. So this would be few of the suggestions that I would like to put forward. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Morung Express, for letting me share my opinions and suggestions regarding on how the churches and faith-based organizations can help in fighting against those drug abusers in our land. Well, my name is Vevela Kotso. I am studying in Maple Tree School in grade 8. Yes, we have seen NGOs and some civil-based organizations helping those drug abusers to overcome their addiction and beyond it, which is very overwhelming, but rather it is just too less or little in terms of the alarming rate of drug abusers rising every day. It is very sad and tragic that my own age group, that I had heard from various medias, family and friends, that they had started abusing drugs. So my opinions and suggestions are that as we Nagas are predominantly Christians, the church and faith-based organizations play a vital role on remodeling the essence of public and drug abusers. Our Naga society mostly lacks of recreational and skill-based activities, even which we have become outdated. So keep the youth engaged in relevant and practical activities, including society at a large. Get them and get to know what the youth enjoys and likes doing, and create activity around that. Get them with love, acceptance and compassion, and rather than with fear. And also promote values, and churches should emphasize empathy, understanding and acceptance, and promote values, spirituality, and create a safe and a non-judgmental environment. Church and faith-based organizations can also focus and create more rehabs and counseling centers for those victims of drug abuse and other related things, and treat them to recovery. As those above mentioned persons are not criminals, rather they have fallen prey out of their wills and wishes, or out of compulsion, situations and circumstances. And as even criminals are given a chance to prove their innocence in the court of justice. In this way, the church and faith-based organization can win more souls and create an inclusive world that is free of drug abuse related things. Thank you.
Drug addiction is a complex issue. It is a systemic issue that affects not just the drug addict or the drug abuser, but the whole family system and all the associates. Therefore, the treatment and recovery process calls for a comprehensive approach. The church has an important role to play in our society, given its place amongst us. The church has the financial and human resources that can help address this issue. One practical suggestion I can offer is for the church to help sponsor students who can pursue proper addiction counseling programs to help equip the church. And through these counselors, they can set up missions or ministry, component of the church to help address this issue and curb the problem.
Substance addiction is a worldwide epidemic that has devastating its effects on people's lives and society. Church, as a central institution in society, is playing a vital role in the fight against drug misuse. So, I would like to discuss on some of the practical suggestions on how the church and faith-based organizations can help in fighting against drug abuse in Nagaland. So, through the role of the church in education and awareness. The church has a significant role to play in warning its congregation about the perils of drug usage. The church may spread information on the negative effects of drugs on people's physical health, mental health, and spiritual growth through sermons, Bible studies, and youth programs. By providing a supportive community, those battling with drug addiction have a safe place to turn in the church. It's a place where people can open up with their problems and successes without worrying about what others think. This sense of community and acceptance can be crucial in helping avoid substance abuse and get treatment when they need it. Through counseling and rehabilitation, churches can offer counseling services for their members. They can even run rehabilitation programs, providing a faith-based approach to recovery. These programs often focus on spiritual healing, physical and psychological treatment. Through advocacy and policy influence, advocates for drug misuse prevention initiatives might come from the religious community as well. Through their positions of power, they may advocate for laws that reduce availability, increase awareness of the issue. Thank you.
As a faith-based organization, we must come together in one hand to help the drug menace that is spreading across the state and across the nation, that we should come together and treat them as a patient or not as a criminal, and we must find ways, and as a community we must come together and help them in any ways we can, in the way of counseling them or in reaching out to them. And as a church-based faith organization, I feel that we must need to step up and reach out to them. As a close community, we must embrace them and treat them as one.
Okay, so according to me, about this addiction, we need to get into the roots. Many a times, I feel like it starts from the family, because most of the time, some of the parents, they cannot give time, or sometimes parents are not open up to the children, or parents or children relationship these days have been distanced because of the social media, like the mobile phones. That's the reason, the children doesn't know what is that, what is this, and all of a sudden they get influenced and they feel it so cool and they get addicted to the very thing. And I feel like many a times, regarding the drugs also, we cannot come to a conclusion, to a very thing how to get rid of it, because many a times people are also focused on their position, not on their interests and the values. Thank you.
Okay, I feel like our community, or just say our state, our people lack in all these moral values, because we try only to focus on the problems and not where our problem starts. And I also feel that even during our upbringings, we are just taught about the positive things and not the negative things of the society. So they don't know what is good and what is bad. Of course they know what is good and what is bad, but then they don't know the deeper meaning of how it would affect when they grow up. So I feel like that's how our youths get lost so much into all this drugs or any other addictions.